Hi, everybody. I'm Ceil, and we're going to talk about enhancing your self-worth. So, did you know that in order to enhance your self-worth, you really have to fall in love with yourself? And the first step of doing that is appreciation. And the appreciation is connected to you owning and recognizing your skills and abilities. And what I have found is a lot of times, I see this with myself and I've seen it with clients so many times, that some of the skills and abilities that you may have, you may take for granted because they come so easy. Let me tell you a story. So back in 2004, when I first started working with Alan, the writer and founder of this technology, basically we went on a trip together because he was coaching one of our clients who played on the PGA Tour. And we stayed there for a week. It was a blast, so much fun. And when we got home, he spoke to me about a skill, and which was the ability to network, the ability to go into a place and be super friendly and get everybody into communication, bringing the whole mood level up in the area that we were in. We went into a restaurant basically, and the owners of the company, they could see that I was not from New York. We were in New York because of my Texas accent. And they asked me, what were we there for? Who was our main player? We shared with them who we were supporting, who were we coaching. And they were Tiger Woods fans. And I've told this story many times. But anyway, after they started talking to me, he noticed that everybody in the restaurant, their mood levels increased. Everybody started talking to each other versus being just isolated in their own tables, in their own worlds with who they were connected to. But everyone started talking. It just turned on a lot of friendliness for everybody. And so it was very, very positive, very quickly. So he mentioned that to me when we got home. I didn't think anything about it. I said, I've always been this way. And he kind of got upset with me because he said, you're making less or nothing of this ability to do this. And I'm like, well, isn't everybody able to do this? Just go in and be friendly, establish rapport quickly, and get everybody in communication, connecting. He said, no, not everybody can do this. This is an ability or skill. But obviously this particular insight or this skill that I had, totally unaware of how valuable that was. So what I started to do was basically I changed roles within the company and I got over into the marketing area. And anytime I was in the marketing area and could use this ability, it really, really expanded the company's ability to connect. And the biggest way I used this ability was as I would talk to people. We have a personal zones profile that people fill out to basically see where they are excelling at. And if they're not excelling in all these different areas, then it pinpoints, why and where, so that I can basically sit down and ask positive questions and really pinpoint why. And so in these interviews and the personal zone profile appointments that we do, I started using the same process, that same insight that Alan used on me, by seeing a person's skills and abilities and really, really honing in on that and validating and bringing that ability to each person that I work with, how valuable that is. Because a lot of these skills that are innate to each one of us, basically it took time to develop it, and the way to expand it a lot of time is overlooked, and how valuable the skills are overlooked. And so that ability to appreciate and that ability to really, really recognize how valuable those are, that's part of self-worth. Self-worth is knowing your skills, knowing what you're good at. And I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about good at, really great at. And so what I'd like for you to do is go into action on this. I want you to write down things that you're good at, things that you're really, really good at. And then I want you to look at how many years did it take you to develop that skill. Now, some of these things you may have always had your whole entire life, and that's okay. That counts too. Write down that skill and then inspect basically what you've done to invest in that skill, what you've done to like make it bigger and make it better, and really appreciate all those things that you do well and how valuable that is, because that affects your income. That affects your mindset in the area of wealth. If you don't own it, if you don't own that and really put a value on it, like how much would someone pay? How much would someone earn if they had those skills that you have? Is such a powerful exercise in helping you to, number one, enhance your self-worth, and number two, own your self-worth and developing a wealthy mindset